It's 2022 and a retired kickboxer is exploding on Twitch and probably your social media feeds, talking about how his girlfriend can't go to the club without him and how he's owed a portion of her OnlyFans proceeds. Andrew Tate went viral after a stream involving XQC and Hasan on Aiden Ross's Twitch channel, but there's a lot more to him than that. So we decided to ask, who is this guy? What has he been doing recently? And why is he now exploding on Twitch? Let's dive in. Before we get into the video, just a warning that this video does include discussion of physical and sexual abuse, sex work, and some of Tate's clips include language and attitudes that some people would consider misogynistic, so I understand if you want to skip this one. So if you're watching this video, it's probably because you want to know who Andrew Tate is.
Andrew, I've seen some of your work as you're doing the rounds on Twitch here, and a lot of the things that you said that you've been called out on, specifically in regards to like women driving, as a matter of fact, are just generally untrue.
Today, Andrew Tate is a British-American influencer, but I'm willing to bet some of you know him from various points in his past. In the early 20-teens, he was a kickboxer, and there's still footage of him out there. He won kickboxing championships in 2009 and 2013. But he moved on, landing a spot on Big Brother before he was removed from the cast because of a video that appeared to show him beating his ex-girlfriend with a belt. Tate claimed that the actions in the video were consensual. Maybe they were, but I can definitely understand if the Big Brother producers would prefer to not have him in an enclosed space with lots of really stressed out people. It was around this time that Tate launched a business venture with his brother Tristan. He seems to be very proud of it and has described it at length. He recruited some of his girlfriends and then strangers to chat with lonely men on cam over the internet. Now, if you're thinking this is a typical adult website involving cam girls or something, you're wrong. I mean, some of them did operate on those websites seemingly, but that wasn't really the end goal. In the words of his brother Tristan Tate, quote, "It's all a big scam," end quote. One that involved targeting desperate and lonely men. Basically, the models were trying to get men to send them money for fake expenses by making them believe that they are, or could be, in a relationship. They went so far as to hire people to manage the models' relationships with clients while they weren't even online. To quote Tate, "It's a total scam. The model just has their hands on a keyboard that isn't even plugged in. I have real professionals who are fluent in English behind the scenes, getting men hooked, finding out their interests, the name of their dog," end quote. He also said that some men would spend tens of thousands of dollars at once, some even spending their inheritances. But according to Tate, he felt that a clause in their terms of service legally covered them, saying, quote, "One is broadcasting is for entertainment purposes only. That means if a model says she has a sick dog or a sick grandma, it doesn't have to be true. The next is that all cash given to models is a voluntary sign of gratitude for their time broadcasting." I guess I don't really need to agonize over whether this is a legitimate business venture or not, since Tate literally said that it's a total scam. And again, the Tate brothers told all of this freely to the Mirror. This information isn't contested by them, it's confirmed by them. He moved to Romania, and in a now deleted video, he said that 40% of the reason why was their attitude towards sexual assault claims. The account that he used to tweet them is now suspended, but in 2017, Tate tweeted that, quote, "Next point, if you put yourself in a position to be raped, you must bear some responsibility. I'm not saying it's okay you got raped," end quote. And also, quote, "If you go out, meet a guy, take his drinks all night, go to his apartment drunk, start to kiss him, then he grabs your tits, not harassment," end quote. He also wrote a strange serial martial arts story that I cannot get into in this video, but if that sounds intriguing, please check out this awesome video by Zoe B, where she dives into how a man who said it's stupid to read books wrote a book. Yeah. You might also remember him for this hilarious tweet about how because he hadn't seen Star Wars, he became a multimillionaire. More recently, Tate's home in Romania was raided in connection with a sex trafficking investigation, although there seems to have been no update on this case. But if you knew about Tate, before the Aiden Ross stream, it's probably because you saw one of his various hot takes on your chosen form of social media. Maybe it was about relationship dynamics between men and women today.
I don't like traveling the world with women. I think it's one of the most frustrating things a man can possibly do.
Or maybe it's about how, according to him, depression isn't real.
And I said depression wasn't real. And I know that's like a really controversial take. And my point was very simple. My point is that depression is a natural instinct inside of men. And it's something that is designed to show you that you need to change something about your life.
Action wins. Therapy is not action. Therapy is sitting and crying and complaining. Talk is not action. Chit chat isn't action.
So depression isn't real, but also it's a natural instinct telling men to change something about their lives. But the thing they should change is not going to therapy. Stay tuned for the answer from Tate, which of course costs $50. Anyways, the Aiden Ross stream is of course the reason that many of us in gaming, esports streaming are now discussing Andrew Tate. And while the stream seems to have been a net positive for Tate, he also had a disastrous debate with Hasan, where his argument was basically that he felt like the facts were wrong. I honestly don't know. It was really bad.
The fact that you're going on the internet, finding some study and saying that this is the truth, especially after the age of COVID and all the truth we were told with that garbage, you want to sit here and say, oh, the internet said X. I'm sure the internet did. I'm talking about my personal experiences, and some people agree with me and some people do not. That is perfectly fine.
Okay, so that's how we got to where we are now, but I want to finish this video by discussing who Tate is today and why you're seeing him everywhere. First, let's consider that his first successful business was a self-admitted scam. In many ways, he's no better than the Cash App scammers that Kit Boga regularly humiliates on stream. Honestly, he might be worse. But what is Andrew Tate up to today? Well, he's kind of like a self-help guru almost through his paid program Hustlers University, which promises to teach you about all sorts of stuff, like maybe committing fraud.
Wait, did he just say do fraud?
If you start business this way, make a website, put some pictures on there, pretend you've got a whole bunch of stuff you ain't got, and start getting money in, you can start this business for $5,000.
They have a whole system that professes to teach you how to make money, but from what I've heard from people who have actually taken it, it's stuff you could essentially Google. Ultimately, the advice isn't the point. It might be bad, but it isn't the point. Hustlers University is a scam in the conspicuous shape of a pyramid. Try it yourself. Search for Hustlers University right now. Why exactly are there so many copycat pages? Why are there people absolutely everywhere vouching for him? Why are there thousands of accounts on YouTube and Twitter that appear to be Tate, but upon closer inspection, they're just reposting his content? The answer is that if you're an affiliate of HU, you get paid for signing people up to HU. So regardless of the content of the program, the model definitely works if you can sign up some more people. This was when it all clicked for me. See, some people have wondered about Tate's over-the-top persona. Like, is this an act? Is it supposed to be entertainment? He makes unbelievable claims so often, like that he's the world's first trillionaire, that it all seems extremely surreal. To the point where Deserto's Alec Mullins asked recently if Tate is playing a character. Great read, and I don't want to spoil his conclusion, but I think I have the answer. It doesn't matter at all. Tate makes money when people sign up for HU. His affiliates post his content. And the more outrageous that content is, the more likely people are to share or react to it, even in a purely negative way. Sure, 95% of people might walk away thinking, yeah, this guy's a total asshole. But the 5% who don't might sign up for HU. So it's in his best interest to just say wild shit constantly, which he does. Tate told Hasan that if HU wasn't legit, if it didn't make you rich, he wouldn't have so many subscribers. But that's a pretty flimsy argument, right? Like, there could be a lot of reasons why he has so many subscribers. Like, I don't know, the commission that his affiliates get for signing people up. Come on, guys, this isn't that hard. But does Tate need the money? I honestly don't know or care, and by his own admission, it seems to be more about his own influence.
I think that there's going to be a large paradigm shift coming in real time. Maybe not this generation, but certainly the next generation. What that's going to be, I don't know. Whether it's going to be good or bad, I don't know. However, I believe that having people who agree with my worldview and agree with what I say and think, I think having so many people who are on my side of the fence with money is better than having a whole bunch of brokies.
What does matter is that his shitty takes have the potential to marginalize or even endanger women. So I don't really care if he's trolling if lots of people are taking these things seriously. But listen, Tate can't fix your anxiety or confusion about our changing world. Your anxiety is why he's targeting you in the first place. When he tells you that depression isn't real and you shouldn't see a therapist, think about it for a moment. Mental health professionals are literally his direct competition. If you have your life together and you feel confident about who you are, you probably don't need life advice from someone who seems extremely excited to boast about how he scammed downtrodden men. I guess what I'm saying is that Andrew Tate is sort of like the world's first human cryptocurrency, or MLM, except instead of decentralized finance, it's more like decentralized PR. A lot of people with dreams of a better life are buying in, and then they're getting their friends involved too, because in some cases it's in their financial self-interest. All he's aiming to do is to convince you that you're poor and sad, and if you want to treat women like he does, you'll need to be rich first.
I pay for everything, instantly, as a man should. So when you walk into a house and you see mess, why is your lazy ass not doing the right thing and start picking and cleaning shit up? If you're sitting there going, that's sexist. Well, it's sexist for me to pay for everything, isn't it, you bimbo?
He doesn't want to engage with reality because he's not selling that. After all these years, he's still selling the dream, and he's targeting the same people that he discovered were all too willing to hand over money to his cam girls for the promise of some future relationship. He talks a big game, but as is sadly the case with so many of these get-rich, life-changing, controversial gurus, the shepherd most often turns out to be the wolf.